Happy lunchtime, everybody. Judy Maggio with KLR Use Decibel. If you talk about keeping Austin weird, no place symbolizes that more really than the South Austin Museum of Popular Culture. Emma Little is here with me. She is the president of the board because this is a nonprofit, right?
That's true. It is a nonprofit.
So I want to first start with this, with everybody sees behind me. This is the memorial wall, and I just, when we drove up, I went, oh, there's so-and-so, there's Mambo John Trainer. You know, it's like people I knew from the music business.
These people are the ones we like to remember who have gone on before us, and these are people that were, you know, important to Texas and to Austin especially. A lot of them were performers, poets, movie makers, politicians, ne'er-do-wells, and you know, you name it, we have them all covered here one way or another.
Kind of help put Austin on the map.
Yeah, they put Austin on the map for sure. We have everybody from Ann Richards and Farrah Fawcett to Mambo John. So
and Stevie Ray Vaughan,
and Stevie Ray Vaughan, yes, of course.
All right, so that's kind of the beginning of our tour today, because when you drive in, that's what you see first, is the memorial wall.
And then you see these wonderful sculptures right here on this wall that
is there a history
Daddy-O
here?
Bob Wade did. I don't know if you know who Daddy-O Bob
Wade.
Wade. Do you know that there was a restaurant in New York City called the Lone Star Cafe, and they had these giant iguanas on top of it?
Okay.
He's the guy who did that.
Okay. It fits right in.
It fits right
into the decor here.
It does indeed.
So you guys have different exhibits.
Yes, we do a different exhibit about every 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes they're a little further apart, sometimes they're closer together. Right now we have an exhibit up for Carnival. These are all the Carnival posters through the years.
Okay, so Carnival, it happens usually in February, right?
Yes, it does.
So next month, and
we're going to open this weekend with probably the largest conga line in history. That's going to go through the parking lot and probably down the street some. So
I love it. This is just from a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
18.
yeah.
Okay, February 2015. So Carnival is just one of the many exhibits. So you change it out how often?
Every 6 to 8 weeks, depending on.
Do you know what's next?
I don't know what's next.
Okay, we'll have to find out.
Because, you know, I don't really know. I have to look at the calendar myself, and generally I don't find out until a couple of days before, and then I have to make a statement on the stage telling everybody to come on in and have a good time.
So you get into the museum here for free, right, folks?
Yes, we do not charge an entrance, which is really neat because, you know, we're sort of under the umbrella of the Smithsonian Institute, and when they have museum days, they always put us down to come and check us out, you know, nationally. And we have people from all over the state that come in thinking they're going to have to pay this exorbitant fee to come in, and then they go, we don't have to pay to get in? This is marvelous, you know, and so it's great, you know.
So I want to start, oh, you know what, we're going to come here at last. I have to go by the bathroom.
Okay.
But not because I need to use the bathroom, because I want you to show me what's on the wall of the bathroom. And then we're going to end up in the new exhibit of a lot of the stuff from Threadgills, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, you know, when you come here, you don't just go to the bathroom, you keep taking a tour.
Yeah, every inch of our wall space is used for exhibit.
So tell me what people will see when they're in the bathroom.
Well, first off, this wall came out of Raoul's.
Oh, it did?
This one right here.
Uh-huh.
This
one
right here
did?
with,
okay.
Complete with the graffiti.
Yeah.
There's Mambo John and Jack Jackson.
Oh.
And this is Marcia Ball when she was just kind of starting out. And then we have all of our luminaries, all of our artists, people in here.
Carry On?
It's Carry On, yeah. He's one of our artists. He's also on the
Milligan.
board. Malford, yeah.
And there's Carrie again.
With Jim Franklin. And up there in the corner are the guys from the Rip-Off Press who started here in Austin. And then there's also Danny Roy Young.
Is that who this is?
It was the former mayor of South Austin.
Tell me more about him.
He had a cafe called the Texacali Grill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I still miss that sandwich.
And who is this?
That's Henry Gonzalez.
That's one of the people who started this museum,
yeah,
right?
he's the one who started our memorial wall. So.
Tell us about Henry. I know Henry was very involved in the music business.
Yes, he was. He was. He used to. Henry and I worked together at the Armadillo World headquarters. He did the stage managing and did, you know, set up, and he also did set up for the city of Austin for the outdoor concerts that they used to have on the hill. And he also worked for a lot of bands, including Stevie's band. So he's been, you know, in the Austin music scene for as long as I can remember, and he really was the heart and soul here. I mean, this was really his baby. He loved
his vision.
It's his vision.
So how did it, as we walk into the newest exhibit, how did all this get started?
Well, you know, our founders, Henry and Leah, and George Majeski, and a handful of other folks, got together, and we, you know, realized that this stuff was worth preserving. You know, there were going to be people who want to know, how did we become the live music capital of the world? Well, the art portion of the music industry has always been really in the forefront. Whenever we think about the Vulcan Gas Company, you can remember some of the posters that were done back then. Gilbert Shelton did some of them, Jim Franklin did some of them. And then when the Armadillo came along, they had their own art squad. All the guys who also worked bar and did security or worked construction in there also were artists. And they did poster art for all the upcoming events. And I used to work for the Armadillo, and I'd put the posters out on the telephone poles. And then later I was part of the printing process. And for years and years and years, you know, there was this just amazing catch of artwork. And it was definitely worth preserving. You know, if you look at some of this stuff, I mean, this is Gilbert Shelton's work. He's the fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. He did most of the, not most, but he did a fair amount of the posters for the Vulcan Gas Company. And like those up there.
So why was the Armadillo such a magical place? It was here when I first moved here, but I never really got a chance to go, and it makes me sad.
Well, you know, the one thing that, it was like, there was an explosion of like consciousness amongst all of the young people that we all congregated right there. And I guess it was Eddie Wilson's vision of a human petri dish. You know, you just put it all in there and let it sort of grow, and it grew. And what we learned about, you know, life in general, because we were young and we were just, you know, a lot of us were altruistic, and all the musicians that were starting out, you know, trying to figure out what line of music they were going to go into, and just everything was just exploding at once, including the art scene, you know, and so it was probably the best place in the world I could have misspent my youth. And
Tell me your favorite memory from Armadillo World Headquarters.
oh, I think it was, there was a night that Frank Zappa was recording there. It was really cold outside, and I mean like freezing cold outside, and the place was sold out. And I remember being in the back bar looking toward the stage and seeing this undulating sea of people and steam coming off of them. It was like, wow, 38 degrees outside, and it's packed, and everybody's rocking, you know, and it was just a...
It was a magical time.
It was a magical time.
I think a lot of newcomers don't understand that those early days really were the start of this whole live music capital, South by Southwest, all the things that bring people here today kind of
started there, you know.
The Armadillo headquarters days.
What is this? How's the bumper sticker go? I'm not from here, but I got here as fast as I could.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've been losing a lot of these iconic places. And one of the reasons I wanted to do these series of tours was to kind of talk about the city's history, modern day history. And we recently lost Threadgills, and I know that the downtown location, we still have the Great North one, the original one. But tell us about some of the stuff that you got from Threadgills.
Well, we got a lot of really wonderful pieces from Threadgills. These are our latest acquisitions. Original painting, original art by Sam Yates, Jim Franklin, Guy Juke, you know, and just wonderful things that we have from them.
Jimmy Dale Gilmore portrait here.
Yeah, that's another Juke painting. You know, we have, in this room right here, we have some of our best acquisitions. The Threadgills acquisitions, stuff that was also donated to us, stuff that was given to us by Gilbert Shelton. And we have our first acquisition, which
Yeah, I
was
want to see this.
this
I've
was
heard
a
about-
donated piece of art here, but it's not really art. It's a genuine hair from the head of Elvis Presley.
And how did the South Austin Museum of Popular Culture acquire an Elvis Presley hair, which,
It
by the way, is
was
right here.
donated to us by this person.
Who was there when Elvis got his hair cut?
Hmm. So there you have it.
So
The first and the latest.
when people come here, for those who haven't visited the South Austin Museum of Popular Culture, you're on Lamar. What do you want them to come away with?
I want them to come away with a better understanding of who we are in Austin because of where we've been. You know, look and see our not too recent past and how all of this laid the groundwork for the culture in this city now.
Emma Little, thank you so much for this
You're
wonderful
welcome.
tour of a place that's pretty darn special
It is indeed.
in the heart of South Austin.
In the heart of South Austin and in people like me.
That's right. Thank you so much for the tour today, and we hope that as we share these iconic Austin places that you'll find time to come tour some of the places we're showing you and get a grasp of what built the city into the live music capital of the world and the world center that it is today. So go out and make it a good weekend. Thanks for watching on Facebook today.